but we have our research team joining in now with what the trade setup looks like, the stocks that are likely to be in the news, and the action from the F&O space as well. Hey guys, a very good morning to all of you. Reema, some recovery that we can see in the Asian markets. What are the market cues that we are watching out for?
As you said it, right, the recovery in the global markets, the fact that US markets yesterday shrugged off the boiling tensions in Middle East, the conflict there, and closed up with strength. Dow up 200 points, the S&P 500 gaining more than 0.5%, and that's lent support to Asia this morning, and the GIFT Nifty is suggesting a positive start. The level from here on, at least in the immediate term on the way up, will be the 50-day moving average at 19,602. On the way down, it will be yesterday's intraday low at 19,480. So these are the two immediate markers that the street will be watching closely. But what also provided support to the global markets, as you pointed out, were less dovish comments from two Fed members, which lend some confidence going into the November FOMC meet. Brent crude prices are pretty much where they were yesterday, but the dollar index has eased quite significantly. Yesterday, when we were in closing bell, the dollar index has hit a level of 106.5. So from that level, overnight, we've seen a considerable cooling off. As we've been highlighting, getting into the thick of the earnings season starting tomorrow with TCS. So keep your eye on that. In terms of flows, the FIs net sold 998 crore, while the DIIs net bought 2,661 crore in the cash market yesterday. Back to you.
Okay, all right. That's all about the market cues. Thank you so much, Reema, for that. But a lot of stocks that will be in focus. Quarter 2 updates, earnings. Well, Surbhi has been busy. She has that list. Good morning, Surbhi.
Good morning. So I have quite a few stocks on my radar. The first one is Dr. Reddy's. The company has been named a defendant in a complaint filed by Mayo Clinic and LifePoint Corporate. Now, they allege improper restraining of competition and a shared monopoly of a drug. Phoenix Mill came up with a Q2 update. The total consumption was up 20% on a year-on-year basis, and the retail collections were up 23%. Concor, again with the Q2 business update, the EXIM volumes were up 3.5%, the domestic volumes were up 26%, and the total volumes were up 8% on a year-on-year basis. Musgout Dog, the company signs a letter of intent with a European client, and this is for construction of a multi-purpose hybrid power vessel. GR Infra Projects, the Dibang Power Consortium, which is the JV between Patel Engineering and GR Infra, they have executed an agreement worth 3,637 crores with NHPC. And lastly, Genus Power, the company has won 2 orders worth 3,115 crores from advanced metering infrastructure service providers.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for that, Surbhi. But a lot of action from the F&O space as well. Manglam is joining us now. Hey, Manglam.
Good morning. So yesterday, there was some weakness in our markets, but nothing really to worry about, largely because now there has been, worries globally which have been shrugged off. The GIFT Nifty is indicating a positive start. So the only thing we'll be watching out for are, how the mid-cap index performs, because yesterday that was an underperformer. It fell about 2 times the frontline index. And the second thing, we'll be watching out for what the Nifty Bank does as well, because that was an underperformer as well. The IT stocks, of course, will be in focus ahead of earnings this week. Importantly, if you just take a look at the low and the high on the Nifty yesterday, it was a 100-point range, and the Nifty closed closer to the 19,500 mark. And now the GIFT Nifty indicates that there would be a start closer or much above yesterday's high as well, and above the 50-day moving average of 19,602. Important to see what the FIs are doing in, the cash as well as the futures market. Nothing worrisome out there. We saw a sale of close to around 1,000 crores in the cash market by the FIs, much lower than what we've seen in the past as well. And at the same time, in index futures too, the net long stands stable at around 27%. The one data point that stood out yesterday was the massive selling in index calls. 10,345 crore worth selling by FIs in index options, and they added 1.3 lakh calls versus just 8,500 puts. So to that extent, the opening will be extremely crucial, because the FIs have written a fair amount of calls at 19,600 as well as 19,800. So the 19,600 call has a premium of 50 rupees, making your first resistance at 19,650. And were we to cross that, these call writers will cover their positions and take the market all the way higher to that 19,800 mark, which is why we've seen some punt buying out there. Why do I say these marks are important? Because at the 50-day moving average, the Nifty is just above that 19,600 mark. and the 20-day moving average is just below 19,800 as well. The other thing we'll be watching out for will be the Fin Nifty, because it is a Tuesday, Fin Nifty weekly options expiry. Just keep an eye on a couple of stocks. MCX, after a big move yesterday, has entered F&O ban. L&T Finance Holdings is also in F&O ban. And we did see a fair amount of long positions being added on HCL Tech, making the IT stocks again important for this week.
Oh, yes, they will continue to be very important earnings ahead, and the other factors that you mentioned as well. Thank you guys for joining us and prepping us up for this trading ahead. We'll slip into a break. Up next, we'll get you the latest on the ongoing conflict between Israel and Palestinian militant group Hamas on the other side. Stay tuned.